come to a nice easy seat. You can sit cross-legged open like this, or you can sit up on your heels if that's more comfortable for you. Maybe using a blanket under your sits bones to help prop you up. And just begin to relax and sink down into the mat. Begin to notice your breath. Come to settling in. Evenly distributed weight in your sits bones. Begin to lengthen the spine, allowing the shoulders to maybe roll a couple times. Finally, sink down the back, shoulder blades sinking down the back, tucking the chin slightly. Crown of the head extends towards the ceiling, and you can leave the eyes open with a soft gaze, or you can let them close gently. We'll start here with a couple breathing exercises. Inhaling deeply, filling up through the belly, filling up through the ribs, and filling up through the chest to the very top, and exhaling through the chest, through the ribs, and through the belly. Completely exhaling every last little bit of air in there. Filling up deeply through the belly, the ribs, and the chest, and exhaling fully from the chest to the ribs and to the belly. Two more like this. Inhaling through the nose, filling up the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Exhaling through the mouth, from the chest to the ribs to the belly. One more. Inhaling deeply through the nose, belly, ribs, and chest. And exhaling through the mouth, chest, ribs, and belly. Now begin to carry on with your deep breathing and exhaling through the nose this time. Inhaling through the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And exhale now through the nose from the chest to the ribs and to the belly. Maintain this breathing throughout the yoga practice if you can. Doing breath of fire, making the slight hissing noise as you exhale. That can help you stay focused on the poses and help you stay in the poses if it's difficult. Continuing with that breathing, always come back to the breath if things feel tough at any point in this practice or in life. Breathing here. Begin to reach the arms up and over the head on the next inhale. On the exhale, cactus the arms, pull the elbows back behind the body. Hands open towards the front. Inhaling up. Exhaling, drop the right palm to the side and allow the left hand to stretch over top like you're high-fiving the wall to your right. Gaze up under the left arm. Inhaling, arms up, elbows straight. Exhale, cactus again. Pulling the elbows backwards, hands backwards. Inhaling up. Exhaling, planting the left hand to your left and allowing the right arm to come up and over. Shoulders open towards the ceiling, chest open towards the ceiling, gaze up. Inhaling, hands up. Exhaling, cactus. Inhaling, hands up. Exhaling, plant the right hand, stretch to the right. Maybe go a little further this time, bending the right elbow. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, cactus, really moving with the breath. Continuing this pattern here. Practicing making your motions last exactly the length of the breath. And begin the transition from exhale to inhale, right as you begin to move your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhaling. Cactus arms, really pulling the elbows and hands back to open the chest. Inhaling up. Exhaling, planting the right hand and gaze up. We'll just do 2 more full rounds. Inhaling, arms up. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, cactus. Keeping the chin slightly tucked. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, stretching to the left. Feeling that opening in the side body. Planting down through the right hip bone. Still, not allowing that hip bone to lift. Inhaling up. Exhale, cactus. Last round. Stretching to the right. Planting that left hip bone down. Inhaling up. Cactus the arms. Really breathing through it. Inhale up. Exhaling, plant the left hand and stretching to the left. One more inhale. Up high, reach high. Chest towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands over the heart center and down to your knees. Come back to the breath here. Feel that opening that you've just initiated. Getting warmed up maybe after sitting all day. I know that's the case for me for sure. When you're ready, begin to transition into a tabletop position. And we'll do a couple cat-cows just to warm up the spine. Planting the hands directly under the shoulders. Knees directly under the hips. Feet flat or tucked, whatever your preference is. We'll start with a flat back. And on the inhale, we'll drop the belly, tilt the tailbone up, pull the chest forward, gaze up for cow. Exhaling, leading with the pelvis, tilting the pelvis down, arching the back up and allowing the head to hang loose. Inhaling, tilting the tailbone towards the sky, dropping the belly, chest forward. Exhaling, tilt the tailbone down, push into the mat with the hands, spreading those fingers, allow the head to hang. Inhaling again, dropping the belly, really pulling the chest through the upper arms, gazing forward or up. Exhaling, tilt the tailbone, really getting into that spine. Emptying all the air out. Inhaling, one more cat and one more cow with your breath. Exhaling. Final cat. Inhaling back to center here. Begin to spread those fingers, making sure that they're shoulder width apart. Pressing down into the four corners of each hand, the base of each finger. Tucking the toes behind you and under. And begin to press into the hands and lift the hips up towards the ceiling until your back and arms are straight in the straight line. And then begin to allow the heels to fall down towards the ground for a downward facing dog, our first downward facing dog of the day. If you have blocks and your shoulders are tight or you just like this, here's an option for downward facing dog. So throughout the practice, if you like to practice downward facing dog with blocks like this, feel free to do that. I actually think it feels really good. But I won't be doing that today since it's not the primary option. Breathing here, pedal out your downward facing dog, bending the right knee and allowing the left heel to reach towards the mat. Bending the left knee and allowing the right heel to reach towards the mat. Doing that a couple more times. Maybe wiggling the hips side to side to stretch out the side body a little bit more. When you feel comfortable in your downward facing dog, take a deep inhale and come forward into a plank pose. Now, plank pose will resurface many times over the course of this sequence, as I'm sure most of you know. And you always have the option here to simply place the knees down. And this is just as good, really. As long as you're keeping your core engaged and you're keeping your upper legs somewhat in line with your torso, that's just as good. So please, if you get tired at any point, do that. It's always welcome. We'll take one more deep inhale here, holding in your plank pose. And exhale, lifting the hips up and back. Coming back into a downward facing dog. Inhaling deeply and exhaling through the mouth. One more. On the Coming back into our plank pose, just to get ourselves a little bit warmed up here. We'll really want to be pushing into the mat, pushing the arms out, downwards, out of the sockets. Gaze is slightly forward, the head's not hanging low. The neck is the extension of the spine. Our legs are active, our front body is fully engaged. Another inhale here. And exhale, lifting hips up and back for downward facing dog. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your gaze between your thumbs and take a couple tiny steps, walking the feet up towards where the hands are planted until you've reached between the hands. Inhaling here into a flat back, bringing the hands up to the shins, head up. Exhale, allow yourself to fold. Grab elbow to elbow and allow yourself to just release any tension in the spine and the head and neck here for a moment. You can keep your feet hips width apart if that's comfortable for you, or you can use the toe touching, heels slightly separated, standing posture as well. When you're ready on the next inhale, slowly begin to roll up through the spine, starting at the base with the head and the neck, the last to come up. Standing here in Tadasana, as I mentioned a moment ago, toes together and heels slightly separated so that the outer edges of the feet are parallel is the traditional Tadasana stance, but it's just as good for you to be standing hip width apart, and that's much more comfortable for some people. The hips are neutral, not too far forward, not too far back. A slight movement downward in the tailbone. Low belly is engaging gently. The shoulders are up and back. The palms are facing forward. The chin is slightly tucked. The crown of the head is moving towards the sky. Here is your Tadasana that we'll come back to a number of times as well. We'll begin with a few Surya A's, or sun salutations A. Inhaling, arms up, shoulder width apart or touching, gaze up. On the exhale, folding forward, bending your knees if that's comfortable. Inhaling to a flat back, gaze is forward, chest forward, hands to the shins or to the floor if you're flexible enough. Exhaling to fold again, bending the knees and planting the hands on the mat. Stepping back into a high plank. We'll do a vinyasa here, including a low plank and an upper facing dog, but another option would be to bring the knees down to the ground, lower all the way down to the ground to the belly. Inhale up into a baby cobra. Exhaling, forehead to the mat, coming up to the knees, tucking the toes, and back into a downward facing dog. So that is a gentler version of the vinyasa. So every time that I say a vinyasa or a chaturanga, please go ahead and lower to your belly and come to a baby cobra if you'd like to take that option. Otherwise, we'll do the full vinyasa, including low plank, on our next round of Surya. So breathing here in downward facing dog for another 3 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling for 2. Inhaling and exhaling for 3. Gazing forward, step the feet to the hands. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, rolling all the way up, arms up. Gaze up, hands to heart center and down by the side, Tadasana. 2 more rounds. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Head hangs. Inhaling, gaze forward, chest forward, flat back. Exhaling, plant the hands. Step or hop back into a high plank if you're interested in hopping. The full vinyasa would be to Exhale into a low plank. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And exhaling, flipping the toes and coming into a downward facing dog again. So you can mix it up, whatever option you like. And if you get tired later on in the practice, then feel free to switch. Breathing here for a couple more breaths. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gazing forward, move the feet to the hands. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, roll all the way up, arms up. Gaze up, hands to heart center, down by the side. Last one. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling, flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, bend the knees if you need to. Plant the hands. High plank, go through your vinyasa of choice. Low plank. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gaze between the thumbs. Move the feet to the hands. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhaling, roll all the way up. We'll go into the second part of our flow, hands to heart center, down by the side. Inhaling, rise the arms up, gaze up, exhale, fold forward. We'll make our way back into a downward facing dog in whatever manner that you choose. Planting the hands to low plank. Go through your vinyasa. Meet us in downward facing dog. From here, on our next inhale, we'll raise the right leg, keeping the hips square to the mat, not opening, keeping them nice and square to the mat, flexing the foot. Exhaling, bring this foot all the way through up between the hands. If it doesn't make it there, you can use your hand to guide it all the way up between the hands. From here, we'll open and flatten the rear left foot to the mat so that it's parallel with the back edge of the mat. And inhaling, opening into a warrior 2 pose. The knee is moving towards the right pinky toe. The right foot is parallel with the long edge of the mat. You should have something like heel to arch alignment, but adjusting that is okay. Spine is long, torso is long. Head and neck are long. Inhaling here, exhale, straighten that leg. Inhale, deeply, lengthen the spine, shoulders down the back. Exhale, bend into that right knee again. Inhale here, exhale, straighten. Inhale here, exhaling to bend. We'll do this 2 more times, seeing if we can get a little bit deeper each time. Inhale, exhale, bend. Deep inhale here. Maybe adjust if you need to. Exhale, straighten. Deep inhale and exhale, bend and hold. Checking in with our knee, not moving past the ankle, moving towards the right pinky toe. Outer edge of the back foot presses and gaze over the right fingertips. Inhale, begin to reach forward. Inhale. High five the back wall with your right hand. Left hand can just sit on the hip here or on the thigh. Gaze is up. Reverse warrior. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, back up to warrior 2. Deep inhale here. Exhale, begin to move the right arm forward and bring the elbow to the right knee. Keeping those strong warrior 2 legs. Lifting up the arm for extended side angle, or it can be up straight if that's more comfortable for you. Whatever position you're taking, draw the shoulders away from the ears. We don't want any kind of crunching up. Tilting the forehead slightly towards the ceiling to prevent any crunching in the neck. Inhaling here and exhaling here. On the next inhale, coming all the way up, knees straight, pivoting that right foot to feet parallel for a wide stance here. Exhaling and resting the hands on the hips for a moment. Inhaling the arms out wide and exhaling. Place them on the hips again. Begin to fold forward, engaging the core. Try and keep the back straight. And when you're about as flat as you can get with the back, then begin to plant the hands. Finger stand on the mat or grab your props that you may have, books, whatever you got around. Planting the hands on top of these, that can be a really good tool for this pose. Deep inhale, chest forward, gaze forward, flat back. And exhaling, allow the head to sink down, allow the spine to lengthen. Keeping the hands planted on the mat. If you can go this deep, you can maybe align the hands with the toes, fingers and toes together. But if you're somewhere in here, just keep your finger stands going and just allow the neck to relax. Breathing here. On every inhale, lengthening, and on every exhale, sinking deeper into the pose. For 5, 4, 3, making sure the toes are pointing slightly inward, 2, and 1. Take a deep inhale, flatten the back. Exhaling, lifting the hands to the hips. Use the core to hold yourself flat. Deep inhale here. Exhale with a flat back. So all the way up to straight. On the next exhale, tilting out the left foot towards the back of the mat. Pressing into the outer edge of the right foot here. Inhale, arms open, prepping to do our warrior 2 bends again. Exhaling, bend that left knee into a warrior 2. Adjust yourself. You need to shorten or lengthen your stance. Ultimately, you'll want to aim for bending as deeply as you can, but any amount of bend is okay, as long as your knee is over the ankle and you're engaging both legs and the arms are strong, front core is engaged. Next, exhale, straightening. Deep inhale, exhale, bend. Inhaling here, exhale, straighten, gaze over the left fingertips, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling to bend, maybe 2 more like this. Inhale here, exhaling to straighten, inhaling, exhaling to bend and hold. On the next inhale, reaching forward, flipping the left palm, high-fiving the back wall, keeping those legs strong and stable where they are. Gaze up. Inhaling, return to warrior 2. And exhaling, elbow, left elbow to left knee. And arm open and straight. Chest bending towards the ceiling. If you can. Breathing here, pulling the shoulder away from the ear. Strong top arm, strong legs. Inhaling up, straightening the legs, and exhale, bending the left knee, coming down. You're facing the back of your mat, that's okay. Stepping back into a high plank from here. Go through your version of the Vinyasa. Maybe chaturanga, exhale. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll begin with the left leg this time. Inhaling the left leg high. Exhaling, pulling it through again between the hands. Your hand to help you if you need to. Exhaling, opening the right back leg down to the mat, pressing the outer edge in. Inhaling, finding your balance, coming up into a warrior 2. We'll go directly into an inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhaling here. And exhaling left elbow to left knee. Or if you feel pretty good, you can maybe come down to a block here, finger stand, or flat hand on the floor if you're feeling really open. And arm up and over, extended side angle. Twisting the chest towards the ceiling. Not forgetting to engage that back quad. Pulling the left hip up and under towards the midline. One more deep inhale here and exhale. Inhale, use the strength of your legs to rise back up into warrior two. Straightening that left leg, pivoting the toes towards the front. Inhaling, exhaling, placing the hands on the hips. Begin to find a clasp in the hands behind the back here, like so. You have your feet spread as wide as is comfortable for you. Maybe underneath the wrists or a little bit less. Toes are tilting inward, pointing inward slightly towards each other. Outer edges of the feet pressing into the mat. Clasping your hands behind you. If that is really tough and not accessible, you can use a blanket here. So grab it like this and straightening the arms. Inhaling, lifting the chest. And exhaling, allowing the body to fold forward, allowing the hands to come up overhead as far as they'll go and feel that shoulder stretch. If you're holding on to an object, maybe walking the fingers in, the grasp in, until you feel a good shoulder stretch there. Really anything works for this. You can use a t-shirt, a blanket, whatever. If you don't have a thing to grab like that, you can grab elbow to elbow if that's accessible for you, or you can just grab and have a looser grasp like that. If you have nothing, then you can just bring your hands down to the ground for now. Breathing here, allowing the shoulders to open, releasing the neck completely for 3, 2, and 1. On the next inhale, using the core, coming back up to a flat back, releasing the grasp of the hands, coming hands to hips, inhaling all the way back up, setting up for the right side, pivoting the right foot open, and beginning to bend into the right knee, opening the arms into a warrior two. On the next inhale, reversing your warrior, high-fiving the back wall, gaze up under the right arm. And exhaling, right elbow to right knee, or deeper if you're interested in going deeper now on this pose. Breathing here in extended side angle, feeling that lateral stretch on the body, really engaging the right hip. Not forgetting to breathe, not forgetting to engage the front body as well. One more deep inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, rising up. Warrior two, straighten that leg. Exhaling, spiral the hands to frame the right foot. Inhale, stepping back into a high plank. And go through your Vinyasa, meeting us in downward facing dog. Breathing here for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll inhale our right leg high. Exhaling, bringing that knee towards the chin, towards the forehead. Hold here if you can. For an inhale and an exhale, squeezing that knee towards the chest. Really engaging the front body, arching the back and pushing into the mat. And then place that foot down in between the hands. Inhaling, chest forward, gaze forward into a nice runner's lunge. And exhaling, bringing the knee down. Unfurling the foot if that's comfortable for you, or keeping the knees tucked, the toes tucked rather. Pressing into the mat with your fingertips, pulling the chest forward, gaze forward. Breathe here for a moment. I want you to feel a stretch in the top of the hip, in the hip flexor. If you're not getting that, you can pull the foot towards the knee isometrically. Maybe you'll feel it then, or maybe you need to widen your stance a little bit until you feel that good hip flexor stretch. Back is nice and straight. One more inhale here. Exhaling, lifting that back knee up again. Opening the back foot parallel to the short side of the mat. And walking the right foot open as well, so that both toes are pointing towards the left side of the mat. Walking the hands in front. We'll come into a surfer's lunge here, Skandasana. So you might need to shift over a little bit. You can come up onto your right toes. Bend deeply into the right knee. Come up onto the left heel. Keeping your fingertips on the ground to help you with balance. Chest forward, gaze forward. The stretch should be in a hamstring on the left side here. Inhaling and exhaling, walking the hands towards the back of the mat, switching sides, coming up onto the right heel, left ball of the foot. Skandasana, surfer's lunge on the left. Inhaling here, exhaling, beginning to transition to the front. Again, one more time. Skandasana to the right. Inhaling here, exhaling, walking the fingertips to the front of the mat again, coming back to the ball of the left foot and the foot in low lunge here. Exhaling, placing the knee down, unfurling the foot. Begin to scoot this right foot out towards the right side of the mat, bringing both hands to the inside of the right foot. Inhaling here, chest forward. Now we'll begin to feel a little bit of a stretch inside the right side of this hip here. And you don't have to be this open. You can do your lizard like this. This is fine as well. And if you have blocks, this might be a good time to use them also. Like chest forward. The important thing here is alignment and proper lengthening of the spine and feeling a good stretch. Not trying to go too deep. Get comfortable in your lizard here for a moment. We'll just sink into it. If you feel good here and you want to come down to your elbows, feel free to do that. Forward, gaze forward, breathing in lizard. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling here. Exhaling, planting that left hand on the ground, or a book or a mat or a block if you've got one. Opening to the right. I'm going to flip around here. Opening to the right, placing the right hand on that right knee, and twisting open to the right. Twisting the chest towards that front bent knee. Gazing straight forward or up over the right shoulder. So begin to feel a twist here. If you feel comfortable here, you can begin to open that right arm. The fingertips pointing back, arm parallel to the foot that's on the ground. Breathing here, or if you know where we're going here and you want to, you can go ahead and bend that back knee and go ahead and reach for the toes if that's accessible to you. If that is inaccessible to you, don't force it. Just stay here and enjoy this nice twist. You can bend the back leg if you want to. You might feel an extra stretch there if you do it. Breathing here. Just allowing yourself to sink into the pose for 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up into a low lunge. Hands frame the foot. Inhaling, lifting the back knee. Exhaling, bringing that right foot back into a high plank, trying not to move anything else in the body when you do that transition. Going through your version of Vinyasa here. So knees and belly, or a low plank, and upward facing dog. to meet us in downward facing dog, prepping for the left side here. We'll breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling the left leg high. Getting ready to do our little core engagement exercise here. Exhaling, bringing that left knee towards the forehead, holding in your plank pose here. Really hugging that left leg in towards the chest, really pressing away with all 4 corners of each hand into the mat, holding here for 1 more breath. You got it, engaging the core. And planting that foot between the hands or moving up there manually if you need to. Inhale, just 1 breath, sending the chest forward, gaze forward. Exhale, letting that knee come to the mat, unfurling the toes. Inhaling, chest forward in your low lunge here. Breathing and feeling the stretch that this pose has to offer. Extending through the right hip flexor, maybe even the left hamstring. Chest forward, gaze forward, not allowing yourself to hunch over. Shoulders away from the ears. When you're ready, begin to lift that back knee again, bringing the back outer edge of the right foot down to the mat, walking the hands to the right, or to whatever side you need to get to transition into Skandasana with the left leg bent. Right heel up, toes up towards the sky on the left ball of the foot. Deep bend in the left knee. You can stay higher if that's a little uncomfortable for you. Inhaling, chest forward. Exhaling, walking to the back of the mat. Skandasana on the right side. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, walking back to the left side. Let's do 1 more round of that. Inhaling, exhaling, Skandasana on the right. Inhaling, exhaling, Skandasana on the left. Inhaling here, lengthening. Exhaling, transitioning back to a low lunge with the left knee bent. Inhaling, chest forward. Exhaling, begin to walk that left foot out a little bit further, bringing both hands on the inside of the left foot into a lizard pose. Keeping the gaze forward, keep on breathing. Maybe exhaling, coming down deeper into your lizard pose or grabbing your blocks to use for it. We'll breathe here in lizard for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Planting the right hand. Inhaling, exhaling, planting the left hand on that left thigh or knee area. Maybe not quite on the joint. Want to put pressure right on the knee joint. Inhaling here and exhaling, pressing into that upper thigh or the upper leg on the left and opening the chest towards the bent knee. Gaze up and over the left shoulder. Feeling the nice twist, focusing the twist in the upper back. Breathe. On the exhale, allowing the twist to deepen. Breathing here for a couple more seconds. I'm gonna try to mute other folks because I'm hearing some stuff. I don't know how to do that. All right, no matter. Breathing here in the twist. Transitioning as deep as you went on the other side. So if you did grab your back leg, then go ahead and do that. 1 more deep breath here. Exhaling, bringing the hands back to frame the left foot. Inhaling into a high plank. And exhaling, low plank, or go through your version of the Vinyasa. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Breathing here for 5 good deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling, gaze forward. Exhale, move the feet to the hands. Inhaling for a flat back. Exhale to fold. And inhaling all the way up. Hands over heart center. We'll move into sun salutation, be just one. And then we'll begin to transition to laying down and winding down. Inhaling, bend deeply in the knees, hips back, arms up and forward for chair pose. Breathing here for a moment, just checking in on this posture, making sure that you can see your toes past your knees. You're sinking deep, deep into the hips, tucking the tailbone just slightly, keeping that engagement in the front body. Gaze up if you can. Inhaling one more time, sinking deeper, exhaling to fold. Inhaling for a flat back. Exhale, bend the knees and plant the hands. Step back into a high plank. Go through your version of Vinyasa. Coming to downward facing dog on the exhale. Inhaling, lifting the right leg high. Exhaling, use the core and plant that foot in between the hands. Let's exhale, go back knee down to the mat. Inhale, hands to the front knee and up for a low crescent lunge. Exhaling, hands to frame the front foot, stepping back into a high plank. Holding here, optional vinyasa. One more inhale and exhale, downward facing dog. Right into the left side, inhaling the left leg high. Exhale, using the core strength to bring the foot between the hands. Exhale, placing the knee down on the mat. Inhale, hands to knee and up. Gaze up if you feel steady here. Right into exhaling, hands to frame the left foot. Inhaling back into a high plank and holding, optional vinyasa. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. And exhaling into a downward facing dog. Breathing here for 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gazing forward, step or hop, feet to hands. Don't straighten the knees. Let's come right up into a chair pose. Please not past the toes, sinking deeply, gaze up. Hands together if you feel comfortable doing that, or keep them shoulder width apart. Engaging the front body. One more deep breath here. And exhale, begin to bend deeply and come to seated. However you want to make your way down there. I'm bending my knees deeply, opening the legs slightly and coming to sit. Let's come right into a boat pose here. So begin to lean back onto the sits bones. Come to balancing on the sits bones using the toes out in front of you. Placing the hands, fingertips about a foot behind you or so. Using them to help you lift your chest forward and up. Making sure that you're engaging your low belly. If this is as far as you get into boat pose, that's fine. If you'd like to come further, begin to find balance on the sits bones. Begin to find balance, maybe lifting the arms up high and holding here and breathing. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhaling, really lifting the chest forward, straightening the back, shoulders away from the ears. 1 more breath. Inhaling, coming into the fullest expression, and exhaling, toes down, hands down, just rest for 1 moment. On the next inhale, we'll come back up into a boat pose. Holding for a couple breaths here. Maybe beginning to straighten the legs if you feel comfortable doing that. Or keep it wherever your boat is today. Breathing here. You're still getting the strengthening. Chest lifting towards the ceiling. All right. On the next exhale, you can put your toes down and come to seated for a moment, or if you're feeling adventurous and you can reach your feet, go ahead and grab the toes here. This is just a fun transition that I felt like doing today. If you don't want to try anything crazy, just go ahead and watch for fun. Inhaling into a boat while gripping your toes, chest forward. Let me get to a better angle. Chest forward, legs straight, gaze slightly up. Inhaling here, exhaling, begin to open the legs wide. Heels really pointing, feet completely flexed, toes towards the knees. Inhaling here, and we'll exhale, we'll allow our legs to fall down, and we'll be in a seated, wide-legged forward fold, and we'll be catching ourselves kind of on our calves, so don't hit your heels. Inhale, and allow yourself to fall down. If you didn't try it, please just come to a wide-legged seated position, like so. Maneuvering yourself so that you're beginning to feel a little bit of a stretch here. Flexing the feet. Inhaling with the hands in front of you. Chest lifting. You can use a blanket to prop up your hips a bit if this is tough. Or if you feel like you can get your back straight, please use a blanket to prop your hips up. It will really help you. Next inhale, begin to twist the body, torso facing the left leg. One more deep inhale here. And exhale, begin to fold over the left leg, walking the hands towards that left foot. One deep inhale, chest forward, gaze forward. And exhale, allow the head and neck to sink and relax over the left leg. Palms flat on the mat. Breathing here, you should feel a nice opening in the lower right back and a stretch in the hamstring. Don't forget to keep the feet engaged, keeping those feet flexed to enhance the stretch. Next inhale, coming to a flat back. Exhale here, inhale all the way back up to center. Prepping for the other side. Inhaling, turning the torso towards the right leg. And exhaling, beginning to walk the hands out as far as you can go. Inhaling, chest forward, lengthen the spine. And exhaling, allow yourself to sink. Breathing here, keeping the feet engaged, keeping a slight core engagement. Every inhale lengthening, every exhale sinking deeper. Breathing. 2 more breaths. Next inhale, chest forward. Exhaling here, inhaling, walking all the way up to seated. Begin to bring the legs together, and we'll be transitioning over onto our knees for a camel pose. So this is a back bend. If you have sensitive knees and you'd like a little bit of a pad under your knees, you can use a blanket. Making your way into a kneeling position, like so, tucking the toes underneath the heels. This is like Tadasana in the upper half of our body minus the knee bend. So don't forget to keep the front bodies gently engaged. A lift in the ribs, shoulders down the back. Inhaling here and exhaling here. Don't forget to keep your neck safe throughout this back bend. So if your neck feels funny at any point, you can come out of it or just keep your chin tucked throughout the back bend instead of allowing your head to fall back. On the next inhale, begin to lift the right arm up and overhead, lifting the chest towards the ceiling just a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling here. And inhaling, using the core to come all the way back up. We'll do that on the left side as well. Inhaling the left arm up and over, opening gently, not going so far that you can't control it, keeping the front body engaged. And inhaling up. On the next inhale, raising up the right arm, bringing it around to put it in your invisible right back pocket. Inhaling the left arm up, bringing it around into your left back pocket. Pressing gently into the hips, keeping the elbows together, not allowing them to splay out too much. The hips should remain over the knees. Inhaling the chest up. And breathing as you sink backwards as far as you can comfortably go. You can let the head hang back, or you can keep it up like this, keeping it engaged. Inhaling here and exhaling. On the next exhale, using the core to lift all the way back up. One breath here, and then we'll do one more, but we'll go as you can in this pose. So if the hands in the pockets is the deepest you can go, just repeat that. Or if you'd like to try bringing the hands to the heels, we'll do that this time. Inhaling and exhaling here. Exhale, engage the core. And inhale, leaning back, focusing the back bend into the upper back. Beginning to find the right heel maybe and the left heel. Not allowing the neck to do anything uncomfortable. Just a gentle back bend, breathing through this pose, keeping the hips over the knees, pressing the chest towards the back wall. Breathing here. 3 more deep breaths. You can do it. Feel that heart. 2. And 1. On the next exhale, engaging the front core, using the core to come up. Don't sit back yet. Let's just sit here in kneeling Tadasana for 1 good breath, or 2. All right, let's remove any props that you've got. Come into a tabletop position. Inhaling, tucking the toes. Exhaling, lifting up into a plank pose. We'll just hold this plank for a couple breaths just to re-engage the front body to counter that back bend. Bonus, lifting the left leg for 1, 2. Planting the left leg back down, lifting the right leg for 2 breaths. And exhale, planting that right leg back down, pushing into a downward facing dog. Breathing here for a couple breaths. This should feel good. Sort of a forward fold, releasing any crunching that might have happened in the back. Hopefully not, but it should feel good. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Let's transition now into a pigeon pose. So lifting up the right leg high. Exhaling, bring that right knee towards the right ankle and right ankle towards the left wrist. I say right knee towards the right wrist. Coming into a pigeon pose here. Readjusting so that your left leg is nice and straight, extended out behind you, toes untucked. If the right hip is really, really far off the floor, you can use a block or a blanket to gently prop under this right hip here. Inhaling, chest forward, and exhaling, sink down wherever you can go today in your pigeon pose. Maybe bringing the forehead to the middle, extending the arms out, or maybe bringing the forehead to a block or a blanket. Try to keep the hips aligned. And breathing here, sinking deep into your pigeon pose. Sinking deeper every exhale. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Slowly walking the hands up back towards the knee. Tucking that back left foot. Planting the hands. Making your way back into a downward facing dog. You can go through lifting that right leg if you'd like to. Moving into this other side for pigeon. Inhaling, left leg high. Exhaling, bringing that left knee to the left wrist. Left ankle towards right wrist. Walking that right leg straight out back. using whatever props you need, maybe tucking something under the left hip. Inhaling, gazing forward, chest forward. Exhaling, walking further out, coming to wherever you came to on the other side. And just breathing for a couple of breaths here in your pigeon. Inhaling, beginning to walk the hands back towards the left knee. Exhaling, planting those hands, tucking the right toes under. Actually, scratch that, untuck the right toes, just bringing the right leg around, swinging that right leg around out to front. So you're coming to a seated position and slowly making your way down to your back. We'll do an easy twist. You can take whatever twist you like, or you can follow my lead. Inhaling the left leg up to hug into the body. Inhaling the right leg up to hug into the body. Maybe rolling around a little bit, massaging that low back. Allowing the left leg to straighten, keeping that right knee hugged in. And then slowly allowing that right knee to fall over towards the left. Allowing the spine to twist. Opening up the arms or cactusing the arms. And the gaze will come to the right. You can use a prop here under your knee if you need to. Make yourself comfortable. You can keep your hand on your right knee to help ease yourself into that twist. Just breathing here. Trying to keep the right shoulder on the mat. Deep inhaling. Complete exhale. Beginning to soften down. Inhale, lifting back up. Hugging both knees into the chest. Exhale, lengthening the right leg. Inhaling deeply and exhaling, allowing that right knee to fall over to the right side. Opening the arms and gazing over the left shoulder. Using whatever props you need. Gently allowing the twist to open through your spine. On the exhales, allowing the spine to twist further, just relaxing into the pose. When you're ready, inhaling back up, hugging the knees to the chest. Maybe grab the outer edges of the feet, pull into a happy baby pose, just to open those hips one more time. Do whatever else you need, and slowly make your way into Shavasana, final resting pose. Allow the feet to fall open, maybe they're mats width apart, palms up, lifting the right shoulder and tucking the shoulder blade up under the back, lifting the left shoulder and tucking the shoulder blade up under the back, maintaining a natural curve in the back of the neck, and allowing the eyes to close gently. Release here, allowing the body to sink down. Bringing your attention to the relaxation of every body part, starting at your toes if you wish. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for a couple more minutes. It is currently 7 o'clock, however, so if anybody has other obligations, feel free to get up and end your practice now. Those of you who are staying, just continue to allow the body to sink down into the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling the breath throughout the body, into the toes and the fingertips, and exhaling anything that needs to release. If you're ready, begin to bring slight movement to the fingertips and the toes. Stretching the arms above the head. Stretching long through the legs. Slowly transitioning to your side. And moving up into a good position. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Bring your hands to heart center. The light, the love, the peace, the healthiness in me salutes the light, the love, the peace, happiness, and healthiness in you. Namaste. Thank you so much.